Hello everyone, welcome. Today, we're back in Enthusia. Hope you're having a very good day today. Not all that rough for me today, but that's okay. We're gonna be having some fun, in the Prius. The Prius. Yeah. No, we're gonna push through it. We're gonna push it. We're gonna try the Prius. We're gonna try to drive the Prius anyway. You know, first generation hybrid vehicle. You know, very not quick, not at all. But we can still have a little bit of fun with it. We can still enjoy ourselves with it. So I'm thinking a nice race around Tsukuba Circuit. We do have a chance of winning the Toyota DB, known as a Scion XB, here in the States. That's definitely a very fun vehicle to have. Yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Nice race. Nice race around Tsukuba. Oh, we have Prius Gaming. Welcome to the stream, Meloda. Hope you're doing good. Hope I'm pronouncing it right, by the way. But yeah, this is great. Oh, it doesn't even have multiple gears. It's single CVT, if I remember correctly. Very sus. Super sus. We just gotta hope that we can at least do a little bit half decent around the twisty bits. Nice and easy. Prius Gaming. Do some pro Prius moves. Gotta at least get past the fun cargo. That one being built on the Yaris platform. A lot of slow, very sluggish vehicles here. That's part of the fun, that's part of the charm. The slow vehicle. Sometimes it is fun to watch the races in the slower vehicle, so because they can run side by side throughout pretty much the entire course, and you can kind of watch the drivers battling and everything. How does the CVT even work for racing? Does it just say, no? Yeah, in this game, it's basically just drive, and basically once you get to peak power, it kind of just holds it at the RPM as it gradually accelerates. Like you can kind of see here on the right, you can see the tachometer. It's at a steady RPM, but I'm still going just a little bit quicker. But yeah, it doesn't really give you a whole lot of like means of like engine braking or gear control throughout the corners, which is usually how you can kind of, you know, outmaneuver and out-accelerate some of the faster opponents. So it does make it much trickier. There is no option for manual. Just like the real Prius, there is no option for the manual. So we just have to hope for the best. At least for the other vehicles that only come with an automatic transmission, at least let you have like a semi-automatic transmission where you can still at least select the gear you're in and everything. But you don't get control of the clutch. This is literally just gas, brake, steering. Still fun though. It's a very, very interesting challenge. Oh, it sounds dreadful. It sounds so bad. We can at least get a solid third place though, which is nice. So we're miles ahead of fourth, and second place is a little bit ahead of us. I don't think we'll be able to catch them. Just a 121 around Super as well. That's definitely on the slower end of the spectrum. Trying to carry as much speed as I can through the corner. Oh boy, this thing doesn't have brakes, doesn't have grip, no acceleration, and we're still racing it. You gotta accept every challenge. You gotta accept every challenge that comes your way, regardless of what happens. Yeah, gotta add more car facts. So I think I've only got about 50 or so right now. And gradually trying to get more in there. Yeah, that's one that was really cool. Speaking of Toyotas and everything, yeah, a lot of the Supras in the Japanese Grand Touring Championship, or the JGTC, they didn't actually use the 2JZ, the inline 6 engine. They instead used either a heavily modified Celica engine, or they used the bigger V8 engine. Earlier on, they mainly used the little inline 4 engine for weight savings, and then later on, they switched to the bigger V8 for reliability and a lower RPM torque. Both Supras that both types of Supra were very successful in JGTC though. Very cool cars. Sounded amazing. That's why if you look at the intro, at least the NTSC intro for Gran Turismo 3, when it's showcasing the inside of the engine of the Supra, you notice there's only an inline-4 there as well, which is a nice little nod to the actual engine of the vehicle, little 4-cylinder. And nowadays, all of the GT500 cars in the JGTC are turbocharged 4-cylinder engines, making almost like 700 horsepower. Absolutely insane. They're basically a prototype car with a GT car body, but the sheer lightweight nature, incredible amount of downforce that they produce, insane amount of power they make from such a small engine. Very cool. Very awesome. Consistent lap times too there. All right within like the 120s, the 121s. Very good. Managed to beat the 2000 GT as well. Older vehicles are definitely lower tier in the game, I think, in terms of performance. Alright, let's see if we're able to win the Toyota BB. Get another sluggish vehicle for our yes! Alright, good, that's one more added to the collection. That's what we needed. Another compact car. Yes! Little 110 horsepower. Not too much to it. This should be enough to upgrade our Prius as well. Make it just a little bit quicker. Also, speaking of the JGTC, in the GT300 class, which is the lower division, Toyota did run a Supra as well, but that one was also powered by a V8 engine, and very interesting car, very cool. Yeah, like you can look it up on the interwebs, the pictures of it. The JGTC, I think it was at the time it was Super GT now, and it is still Super GT. But the Super GT Toyota Supra, which is super cool. And we've got nothing we can be competitive in. Not one bit. Okay. A little bit dreadful. I went to the Japanese Car Limited race. This will definitely be a section where we're losing a decent amount of ranking. Oh, really have to kind of rise above the competition. Really kind of overdrive the Prius, but still like make sure we keep the speed up. Come on. Alright, we got the little tiny Mitsubishi Colt there to the left, as well as the much faster Toyota Celica, the GT4 with the 4-wheel drive, basically street legal rally car. Very quick. But we have the maneuverability, we have the short wheelbase, we had the advantage of the Mitsubishi slowing them down through that turn. So now we can run defensive lines through. It's a difficult track to pass on, Autumn Hill, and it does benefit smaller, more nimble vehicles over the much more powerful vehicles. You don't know more about GT mainly, it's just been in the rally. I mean, rally is really cool as well. And at least during like the 60s, 70s, and even a little bit of the 80s as well, there was actually a decent overlap in the regulations for rally cars and touring cars, which are not quite GT cars, but very, very, you know, closer. Now, for example, the Group 4 cars, which you think of being like, you know, the Lancia Stratoses or the Alpine A110s, they were also used in Group 4 touring car racing as well, some slight aero modifications. Group B, there was a touring car division of Group B. It wasn't as popular or as famous as a rally car division. There was a little bit of the touring car versions where the vehicles were, you know, obviously slightly different, but still, you know, incredibly quick, incredibly powerful vehicles. And the Group B kind of eventually became like the GTO class, like IMSA as well. So it is really, really cool. If you're looking at GT racing, what would be the best place to start for that? I think maybe the best place to start for like GT racing would be the 90s, and like the end of Group C era, the beginning of like the GT1 class. Because not only do you get some really, really cool like homologation specials there, you can kind of at least then see the beginning, the building blocks of like the modern GT3 and GT4 classes begin there, where vehicles are much close, you know, where vehicles, you know, are a little bit more standardized in the designs and everything like that. And then from there you can kind of go back to the older like prototypes and GT cars of old as well. But I think probably the 90s and early 2000s is like one of the better places to start, because you can kind of get a good glimpse of not only the past but the present as well. It was like the transition. It was probably right around like the transition period where GT kind of became like a modern, very, very similar to what it is today. And that Celica is very quick. Oh, we need to try to catch back up. See, through some of the twisty bits, through some of the corners, you can kind of, with the right adjustments to your suspension, you can definitely get a little bit more ground on some of the faster vehicles. But on this straight here, they definitely pull away just a little bit. Consistent lap times though, right in the low 57s, which is very good. Shows at least that I'm running, you know, kind of staying right in the same lines as I did previously. You know, running very, very consistent lap times, not making any major mistakes. I mean, there could still be potentially faster lap times, but I'm at least running some very, very consistent lap times, which is, you know, and at least in endurance type racing is also very, very good. Because then it allows you to get a better idea of how your vehicle itself is evolving over time with things like tire wear, fuel consumption, and all of that. It allows the race engineers, gives them a little bit of an easier time planning when you need to make the proper stops and everything like that. So when you're going to need to refill, having very, very inconsistent lap times definitely can pose a little bit more ambiguity as to when would be a good time to make the pits. But yeah, that's super consistent. And of course, the shorter the track and the more simple the track, the easier it is to get those consistent lap times. And this is a very quick, very simple track. Very, very nice. Thankfully as well, the slower vehicles are very, very quick to level up, which is good. Yeah, I know our ranking is going to decrease just a little bit as we go through this. But we're still getting a little bit quicker with the little bit of an engine upgrade now, so we will have a little bit more power. It will be a bit lighter, which is good. Still not enough to really compete against any of these in any of these races. Maybe we could compete in the front one drive limited race, but it'd be a tricky one. I think we may want to go. I mean, Yeah, we're gonna risk it. We're gonna risk it for the biscuit. We're gonna try to stay ahead of some of these. A lot of hot hatches, as well as some sport sedans in this one. Gonna be very interesting. Very cool. Very interesting. Getting a decent position here. So we're in the faster league as well. We're in the R2 league. R2 is faster than R3. RS has the fastest, more aggressive opponents, and the opponent vehicle is also more tuned as well. The higher the league, you still gotta try. The rewards are much better though. You get a lot more ranking points. Races are also longer though, which on one hand does make it a little bit easier to level up your vehicle. That was a super cheatsy overtake there, pass on the grass. That probably wouldn't fly in any actual sanctioned race. But yeah, up into third. Now we can hold on to a defensive position, get a decent amount of points. Maybe we can try to push for second. But even then, it's gonna be a little bit tricky, especially because Superba does have two fairly long high-speed straights. I mean, long in comparison to the rest of the track. And those would be the spots where faster vehicles can really kind of gain a little bit of time on you. Nice and easy. Oh, we're right up one. We're right up one. This little Toyota right in front of us. I think. Yeah, with them in the Corolla, us in the Prius. It's a Toyota battle for second. And both these in fairly slow vehicles as well. We got to really kind of use our driving skills to the advantage. We can probably run side by side with them for most of the race. Although that Saab is also really quick. Saab 9.3 turbo. Fun fact with oh wait, that's the 9.5 turbo. Okay, with that Saab was actually used a little bit in a lot of European rallycross. If you look up the Clarion Saab, it's a bright yellow and blue Saab. It was used a lot in a lot of European and British rallycross races in the 90s and early 2000s, and it was an absolute powerhouse of a car, almost like 600 horsepower, mega power. Very quick. A little bit on the heavy side, but still very quick. And that one was featured in Rally Fusion as well. A bit more of a deep cut racing vehicle with the proper livery as well to be featured there. Very tricky car to drive in that game as well. Very slippery, that car, due to its weight. Come on. Right now, we have a three-way fight for second. And it's going to be a little bit tricky because that Saab can't make it past that Corolla. We could probably make it past the Corolla if we're a little bit more aggressive. But we can't. It's going to be difficult to make it past both because that Saab has the power to really out-accelerate us in the corners. Right now, the Corolla is being hyper-defensive against the Saab. That's gonna make it just a little bit tricky. Oh, that wasn't the best corner. I was a little bit sluggish through there. Come on, we got two more laps to go. We can see them right in front of us as well. There we go, right up on them. Alright, now's a chance. Downside is the Saab is a lot slower than we are on the corners. The Corolla is about an even match for us. But we need to get past the Saab to get past the Corolla. Or the Saab needs to get past the Corolla so we can also get past the Corolla. Because right now, they're mainly just being right in our way. Hopefully this will be the spot where they can get past. So that we can at least get third. Alright, we got one. Ooh, Corolla is getting a little bit dicey there, trying to make a move. That's gonna compromise their entrance into the long sweeper, which is gonna affect their exit speed onto the home straight. And while we're a little bit slow in the straights, oh, they're trying to make another late braking maneuver there. Again, that's gonna slow them down. This should allow us to get right up on the Corolla. Alright, once we get to the Dunlop Bridge section, the second sector of the course, we should really be able to get through up in the third. Try to go for a late apex on the corner. Get the throttle just a little bit earlier. Oh, we were right there. Yes! Side by side. Through the long left-hand sweeper. But we're going to have the inside going to the hairpin. Alright, gonna brake late. There we go. There we go. They got a little bit better exit than us, though. I'm not gonna completely shunt them. I'm not gonna be a dirty driver. Was trying to defend just a little bit there. Come on, right up on there. Oh, so close. GG, that was a fun battle though. I mean, for all things driving a Prius, we did pretty well. We did pretty good. Had a little bit more of a level up as well. I should be a little bit quicker. A little bit grippier tires, which would definitely help us a lot through the twisty bits. I know our ranking is steadily decreasing though. That's going to be a little bit unfortunate. We can enter the Japanese Grand Prix. 46.0 as our odds. Yeah, no, we do not have a chance. Not one single chance. Ooh, yeah, nope. That's gonna be a little bit of a tricky one. We can definitely do well here. I think we can outmaneuver the Estima hybrid on the twistier bits of Pacific Gateway. We will have to watch though on the uphill section here. It will lead us. It will be probably the hardest section for the vehicle is the uphill with the jumps. This car has 0 power. And you can see the lack of acceleration as well in the Estima hybrid, because that one also has the CVT. And it's just not all that great off the line. Especially in like the actual like racing games as well, because with that, you know, you can get through the gears a lot quicker than you can in real life too. With it being 2 simple button presses of clutch, gear up. But yeah, you can see we're losing a lot of time on the uphill. We're in the Prius. They are in much more powerful vehicles. Even the 2000 GT right now is right on that tail. Come on. nice and easy through here. I'm distracted looking at Group B rallycross. Oh yeah, those things are amazing as well. Yeah, when Group B got canceled for actual rally, they still had a little bit of a life. They still had a little bit of a life in rallycross as well. And seeing some of like the rallycross, you know, Ford RS200s and MG Metros and everything tear up tracks, you know, like the Brands Hatch rallycross circuits, or all of those, or like Lydden Hill. Is it Lydden Hill? Is it pronounced Lydden Hill or Leiden Hill? I forget which. But both, you know, rallycross tracks in the UK, very, very cool. Cause you get the power, but you still get a little bit more safety as well. And it's kind of funny if you look at like modern rallycross cars as well. They're probably quicker than most Group B cars were at the time, with the higher downforce. They're much more responsive transmissions, tighter gear ratios, and everything. They probably are faster, but also much safer around a rallycross circuit now compared to the Group B cars. But yeah, those things are amazing. What I'd love to see, granted, obviously these are, you know, priceless vehicles and everything, but I would love to see like either like a remanufacture, or like, you know, rallycross to continue with some of those like historic Group B cars, just at least for like demo runs and everything, just to showcase the brutality, the differences between them and like a modern global rallycross car. I think that would be really, really cool. Kind of showcase how the technology has evolved, but the speed is still there, and where, you know, at what points would the Group B car be faster versus the modern rallycross car, and what parts of the circuit would the modern rallycross car be faster. I think that would be super, super, super cool. I'd love to see that happen. Especially like if you look at like different, for example, like if you look at the Group C prototype cars versus the modern LMP1 cars, granted that even now that's a dead class being replaced with the LMDH cars. But you look at like where they gain their speed and everything, and on like the Le Mans circuit and down the Mulsanne straights, the Group B cars actually are still a little bit quicker than the LMP1 cars. But it's when they get to the twisty bits when the LMP1 cars just absolutely blow the doors off the Group B cars, the Group C cars. And it is very, very nice. Just want to see a modern mid-engine hot hatch. That would be really, really cool. Probably the closest thing that to a modern mid-engine hot hatch was the Renault Clio. The Clio Sport. Not the Sport, the Clio V6. But even then, that was in like the mid 2000s. So it's been a while since we've had another modern mid-engine hot hatch. Very, very cool. Very, very cool cars though. I'd love to see another one. At least to my knowledge. Maybe there may be other vehicles that have been released later that had, you know, being mid-engine and also a hot hatch. But I'm not too familiar with as many of them. I know the Renault 5 Turbo as well was one of the earlier ones. Those were really, really cool. And you had the Phase 1 versus the Phase 2 versions. The Phase 1 being primarily either the bright red or the bright blue with the painted bumpers. And the Phase 2 were a little bit heavier. But they had the black front and rear bumpers. This is the main distinguishing feature on them. Both of them really, really cool cars though. Yeah, we'll do a race at Bergen. You know, those are really, really cool. I'd love to see just more hatches in general, especially in the States. I want to see more hot hatches be available in the market. Back in like the 2010s, we had a decent amount in the States. You know, you had the Focus RS, you had the Golf, you had the Golf R, you had what else? Those are the main two. But he also had in the early 2010s, you also had the Impreza WRX STI. You know, those were all just very, very, very cool. Get out of the way. I definitely wish we got more and more hot hatches in the States. They're just really, really, really cool. Because you get the practicality of, you know, a nice, you know, city vehicle. But you get some performance, you get a little bit of juice, a little bit of good handling and everything. Answer is, though, modern hot hatches have gotten a little bit pricey, though, too. Which is also why they're not selling as well, because at that point you may as well just get a sports car. Like an actual sports car. It used to be kind of like more like the working man's, you know, secret sports car, but now they're just very, very, very pricey. Prius were doing so well, especially with Bergenstock being a more acceleration and top speed track, with the exception of this final sector here. I'm very surprised that we were able to hold on to the leads for so long. But maybe we'll be able to get a victory. That'd be very, very cool. Across the bridge. Alright, back into the town. That's the first lap nearly done. I do quite like this track a lot, though. With the exception of like all the hairpins in this direction is the first sector. Like, this is a very, very cool, very, very awesome, very pretty track as well. And I especially like the town section because you can kind of feel a little bit of the lack of grip on the cobblestones as you're racing through. But it's very, 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 we get to see the classic, you know, German town and everything. Very, very nice. And then you head back out into the countryside through the tunnel. Gotta be careful with the throttle application through some of these twisty bits. Countryside stage? I believe it's probably Germany. Just with the name being Bergenstock. You know, it definitely is a German name. It looks to be derived from gosh, I forget how to pronounce it, but it looks to be it translates to English into meaning something, but I forget what. But it just definitely looks very like Germanic or like Central European. So maybe if not Germany, like maybe then Switzerland, but definitely like around that region. Very European, very, you know, kind of out in a more, you know, European countryside. Definitely seems very like German around that region, or at least like in like Germany or close to like that region of Europe. It doesn't actually give you a good beat on the location of any of these tracks that aren't like real life tracks. But this is a rough guesstimation. Just like I said, just from especially the town architecture and the name itself being derived from German words. Granted, there are other German speaking countries in Europe, so maybe it could be one of them as well. It's definitely from around that region, I believe. Alright, back up into the town. Just like Rev City, well, not necessarily being specific, it's definitely probably somewhere like in like a fictionalized track in Japan. And Route de la Seine is very much in Paris. That one is guaranteed to be in Paris because you go past a few of like the different you know, landmarks and everything in Paris as well with Route de la Seine. So that one, at least, that one is guaranteed. Marco Strada is probably, I believe, in Venice, or at the very least another Italian water seaside city. But I believe it's Venice with all the waters and the docks and everything like that all throughout the track. I believe it might be Venice. But yeah. Autumn Mountain on Autumn Hill is probably somewhere in like the Japanese countryside, just based on like the different houses you see there and everything. Pacific Gateway is very definitely in San Francisco. You can see the Golden Gate Bridge from there, and of course the Victoria Road and Victoria Garden are most likely in London. Ooh, we can do that. We can do this one. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the Toyota Cup on Victoria Road. Could do a good variety. Good to do a good variety of tracks. With a slower vehicle, you can usually, it's much easier to kind of handle it on the different tracks as well. There's especially Victoria Road. It's got a lot of undulations and elevation changes. It really upsets the balance of the vehicle through some of the, especially on some of the faster and lower to the ground vehicles. But a Prius could definitely handle it fairly well. Alright, easy lead so far. The Prius definitely feels a little bit quicker. It's much more difficult to tell with the vehicles that have a CVT how much quicker they get. But it's definitely quicker around the turns. And it is accelerating a little bit quicker compared to, you know, it was previously. But it's much more difficult to judge that because of, normally I can kind of mentally time the time between the gear shifts and everything. This is definitely a little bit trickier to gauge. I can only guess that it's accelerating a little bit quicker. It feels a little bit quicker. The handling is a lot better. The car is definitely able to go through the corners much quicker. I'd imagine it's a little bit quicker on the straights as well. Like, yeah, you can definitely tell that this stage is London. We're literally going right past the London Eye, and Big Ben should be here to our left. You can see that there. So very definitely this one is London. But some of the other stages is a little bit trickier to tell, a little bit more difficult to figure out, because there's less like known landmarks. Does make it just a little bit tricky. Nice and easy through here. Very good, very nice. Keep the speed to the corner. That's the first lap. That's the first lap down. Through the S-curves. I'm surprised we're still in the lead. I'm surprised that Celica, the SS2 Celica, the last generation of Celica, hasn't caught us back up yet. This is very interesting. Oh my gosh, it's the Corolla. It's the Corolla that's in second place. Corolla OP. Konami, please nerf. Oh my gosh. That is hilarious. You go to the Toyota Cup, you expect, you know, things like, you know, the Celicas, the Emira 2s, the Supras. Nope. Apparently, the fastest vehicles here are a Prius and a Corolla. Not even like a Hachiroku Corolla, but like a Corolla. A vehicle that the vehicle that I own. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Turns. There we go. All right, final lap. 2 minutes, almost 2 minutes, bang one right there through the course. Very good, very nice. Very, very nice. All right, let's get the speed up through here. We should be getting pretty close to this vehicle up to level 10, which is very nice. Can be the move on to a nice medium sedan or wagon, and then potentially a premium sedan or wagon if we're able to, if we have a little bit of extra time. Up to the hill. There we go. Now into the tunnel. Raise the brakes as we go through here. The car just want to shift the weight to the front. Don't necessarily want to slow the car down too much. It is a long, wide, super turn. The big thing is just getting more weight on the front wheel so it can turn in better. There we go. Keep going. Easy on the brakes. There we go. Very nice. Final turn. I'm surprised at how far away the other opponents are. This definitely should not be. We should not be doing this well. We should be like getting blown out of the water with things like the Celica and the Vitz RS Turbo. You know, high performance, coupes and everything like that. And we're in a Prius, and we've won by over 6 seconds. Jeez. Alrighty then. Alrighty. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. Wow, that was easy. Our vehicle, our Prius, is now complete. That was very good. Actually, have a little bit of performance with the car now. Surprised it was very, very quick to get it all leveled up to level 10. Like normally it takes about an hour. This was only 40 minutes. Very, very nice. Very cool. Let's get a nice screenshot of the car for the memories. Now let's go to the medium sedans and wagons. And that's the Audi A4. There we go. Nice. Alright, let's begin racing the Audi A4. Should be nice. Oh, we have the Mirage Rally right from the get-go. Up against an M3 GTR. Yeah, no. Yeah, nope. Now let's go into the settings. Let's make sure that this is all okay. Good. This has already been set up. We have an ultimate match here. It's us up against the T-Bird. T-Bird's gonna be a little bit slippery, a little bit slidey. It's rear-wheel drive in the snow, and if you look carefully, you can see that this is used a little bit of the same section as the Bergenschutz course. This is the Winter Traum course. You can see we're starting in the same town. It's just very snowy, very slippery. And this one is just the gear select. It's only shift up or shift down. There's no clutch in this one. Just gotta stay nice and smooth over the bumps. We do have to brake very early. The game does treat snow as incredibly slippery, so we definitely need to be very cautious. In the Gran Turismo games, you can definitely brake a lot later in the snow compared to just in Enthusia. Enthusia definitely treats snow and gravel as very, very slippery, because it still assumes that you're on street tires. Whereas in Gran Turismo, you get specialized dirt and rally tires and everything, which do increase grip. But even then, it's still, either way, the off-road racing is still a little bit treacherous. This is the power of four-wheel drive, though. Even though the Ford has more power than us, we have a lot more grip, a lot more maneuverability. So we're just steadily pulling away here. Oh, slight bump on the wall there. Let's try to avoid that. Let's make sure we get lots of points to level up real quick in our first race. So let's make sure we keep it as clean as possible. There we go. Alright, now onto the back straight. Steadily onto the brakes as the car turned in for the right-hander. Now we're back on the full off-road section. Full snow. Very slick. A lot of understeer there. Gotta be very careful. Last thing we need is to have issues, handling issues. This is very, very nice though. The Audi is doing a very, very good job. Lots of grip. Good acceleration as well. Come on, let's keep going. We keep making mistakes on this long right-hand super turn though. We need to make sure we avoid that. Have a slight bit of understeer that time around. Alright, back onto the brakes in the Audi. Since the Prius, we managed to upgrade the Prius very, very quickly up to level 10. So now let's focus getting the Audi up to level 10 as well. Oh, it looks absolutely filthy now with us driving through the snow and slush and everything. But it is very, very good. Midnight, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well today. How are things? Hope things are good. Right now, we're absolutely gosh. Alright, well, we kind of ended up face first into a wall there because we hit the brake just a little bit too late. But we were still absolutely brutalizing this Ford T-Bird in the snow, just showcasing the power of four-wheel drive in low grip conditions. And watches the Lakers versus the Nuggets game. How has that been? How are the Nuggets? How are the Nuggets doing in the ball arena? What is the stadium called? Was it the ball stadium or the ball arena? Is what the stadium is. I remember you joking about it being a very, very, very silly, very uncreative name. Corner right there. I need to slow down a lot more for. I guess up right, I think 5. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. That's still within striking distance. That's just a couple of baskets. Just a couple of baskets away. Oh, this track. The Enthusia definitely really likes to emphasize just how slippery certain surfaces are. The snowy conditions right here are absolutely treacherous. Also, you've been playing Need for Speed Underground 2? How was that? I believe you're playing the PC version, if memory is serving me correctly, right? With the mandatory customization turned off. If memory is serving me correct. I do think that definitely kind of helps a little bit with the game, because you can kind of then customize the vehicle to your liking. Because very rarely do 10-star cars look better than like about a 5 to a 7-star. Oh, you're playing the PS2 version. Okay, cool. What did you end up picking as your starter car? So there's a lot of good choices in Underground 2 for your starter vehicle. Most of them can take you pretty much the entire way through the game without too much difficulty. The Civics a half decent choice, with the exception of drag racing. The 240SX is really good. I picked a 240. Nice. The 240SX has got a really good top speed as well for one of the starter vehicles. All three of the rear-wheel drive cars, so the 240SX, the Miata, and the Hachiroku, all of them are absolutely amazing though, especially in late game when you get the full upgrades and everything like that, and you put on the body kits that really kind of increase the downforce. Oh my gosh, they basically turn into like slot cars so fast. So much fun. Almost on stage 3. Yeah, are you going for a full 100% run? Or are you mainly just doing for lack of a better words, an any percent complete, just playing through the main story? Or somewhere in between? I know. Either way, it is still a very fun game, especially if you just kind of don't necessarily focus on completing it, and you more so focus on just kind of enjoying the races as they come. Whatever race is closest, you just do. Instead of trying to pick, what race would give me, the most money or the quickest, the quickest path to the URL in the least amount of time. You can kind of, it's a bit more of a relaxed vibe if you just kind of take it, whatever race is closest, that's the one you do. Very chill, very fun. But so nice job, almost being on stage 3. Trying to get 100%. I may have screwed myself out of it because I didn't choose the right sponsor. Oh wait, you can lock yourself out 100% if you don't choose the right sponsor. Oh my word. Jeez, no wonder I've never won 100% of that game. I've gotten pretty close a couple of times, but it's just, jeez, that's tricky. All right. That is very tricky. I have to like look up like a 100% guide, and maybe do like a 100% complete run that way or something. I know you basically need at least 2 vehicles, 1 main vehicle, and an SUV as well. But the SUVs handle so bad. The SUVs were definitely a bit of a mistake in that game. And it wasn't until Payback when the SUVs would, well no, because Hot Pursuit 2012 also had SUVs. It had the Range Rover, and it also had the Ford F-150 Raptor. So from one game pack. Oh, cool. So there is guys out there for getting the 100% complete. Very nice, very cool. That's good. That's like, if you've ever played the Tokyo Extreme Racer games, highly recommend doing it, by the way. Especially if you got like burned out by like, Need for Speed and Foot and everything. Most Wanted 2012? Is that what I said? I may have made a mistake. But yeah, Most Wanted 2012 had SUVs in it. And I think that was the most recent one after Underground 2, or the next one after Underground 2 that feature SUVs in the game. Granted, it only had 2 vehicles that would kind of be classified as like SUV/truck, being the F-150 Raptor and the Evo, or the Land Rover. It was supposed to also have had the Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. That was a concept car. if my memory is serving me correctly. But yeah, that was the next one to have the SUVs. And then after that, it was Payback that had SUVs. And now they're a frequent staple in the modern Need for Speed games. Nice and easy. Oh gosh. Okay, we're getting pushed very wide there. But it's like if you've ever played the Tokyo Extreme Racer games, sorry, back to that topic. The Tokyo Extreme Racer games are a lot of fun as well. But from 0 onwards, so 0, 3. And then all the drift games, the Tokyo Extreme Racer drift games, you definitely need a guide to 100% complete them. Because the requirements for certain racers to show up, because it's basically a series of one-on-one races on either the highways or the mountain passes in Japan. And to get certain racers to show up, you need to for some of them you need to drive, certain vehicles. For some of them you need to paint your car a certain color. Some of them you need to drive a completely stock car, no upgrades. Some of them you need to do like an engine swap, or some of them they only show up when it's raining, or like on a Saturday, or it definitely is a little bit tricky finding every single rival, especially in the drift games. Drift games are the most egregious for that, because some of the later rivals they only show up on the third Tuesday of every month when it is storming, and that is the only time they show up. So you have to hope for the weather. Gotta hope for the weather to be the correct weather on that night to get them to show up in the parking lot so you can challenge them. And in that aspect, it is a little bit tedious, especially if you don't know what you're looking for. When you did know what it's looking for, it's basically just flipping through the menus until, the stars align. And you're able to race the final couple of opponents. But even then though, it is still a lot of fun. Very, very enjoyable, because you have, you get a lot of the Japanese, a lot of cool Japanese cars in those games. Decent amount of customization. Very, very fun racing. It's just very different than the regular Formula. And I definitely think those games are a little bit underrated. Though people are finally kind of realizing just how good they were. And, they're kind of doing tributes to them. For example, in the Assetto Corsa, you have the Shuriko Revival mod, which basically just takes a lot of the highways from Tokyo Extreme Racer, which are real-life highways in real life. The Wangan, the Shinkanjo, and the C1 loop. And it puts them in with traffic and all that stuff, and allows you to race opponents on the highways. And it is very, very, very cool. It's a very cool homage to Tokyo Extreme Race, the Tokyo Extreme Racer games. And I would love to see either Tokyo Extreme Racer itself make a return, which, granted, the fact that Genki itself is definitely has been having financial struggles since the mid 2000s. Probably isn't going to happen. But also because games themselves are much more expensive to make. Maybe a spiritual successor would be really, really cool to see a different developer's take. On the formula, because I definitely think there's a market for the highway races again. I definitely think they've definitely kind of breathed a new life into the racing genre. Remind people of what we've lost. Come on. We're battling with this 240SX. Or is this the 180SX? I think this is the 180SX. This is the Japanese version. Regardless, so really very sporty vehicle. Nice and nimble. The S13 chassis. This one has the SR20 engine in it. Come on, gotta keep pushing. We're trying to duel them. They're pulling ahead just a little bit. But if we can stick right up with them, we may be able to kind of force them into a bit of a mistake. Alternatively, we may be able to get just a little bit lucky through some of the turns. Get a good run on them. Did you know that you can tell how many you race in a UL tournament number of laps? Yeah! If it's only like 2 laps, it's a 2 or 3 laps, it's a 3-race tournament. But if it's longer, like if it's a much longer race, you know, then it's gonna be like a single race tournament. Which is really cool. I was kind of like mentally keeping track of that each time I was going through the UL races during my playthrough. But it is, you know, very cool because it gives you a good variety. You either have like the endurance races and everything like that, where you need to run very consistent laps, and then you have the shorter sprint races where you need to get to the front very quickly, and then defend like your life depends on it. And it definitely adds a little bit of variety to that, which is really nice. I definitely quite like. I know not everyone likes the UL races, but I enjoy the UL races, especially on the Bayview Speedway track, as opposed to the airport track's not too bad, but some of the corners, oftentimes the opponents have a tendency to wreck you or spin you out on. Whereas with the Bayview track, you get a little bit better, a little bit cleaner racing with the opponents, which is very nice. Just out of curiosity, since you're going for a 100% completion run, what did you choose for your SUV? Because I know you need an SUV for the SUV races. I often wall ride the corner. I mean, if it works with Ross Chastain, the melon farmer, then it works. It works for you, you know. Oh yes, I chose the Escalade. Oh wow, the very heavy, very powerful though, because that one has the big V8. If I'm not mistaken, it actually has the iron block version of the LS series engine in it. And I know GM trucks around that time were beginning to get the LS engines in them. Granted, the iron block version as opposed to the aluminum block version that the Corvette and Camaros and GTOs and all those vehicles got. So that definitely has a lot of power off of from the get-go. Probably the more powerful one from the start. The longer wheelbase is going to be a bit of a pain. It's still really cool, and all the SUVs do sound absolutely brutal, especially at like the tier 3 upgrades, when you got all the stage 3 upgrades on them and everything. They sound absolutely menacing. Because they just all have that low rumble, which is just so nice. That's the one thing I like about the underground and the black box era games, but especially the underground games, is that as you're upgrading your vehicle, you can hear the differences to the engine as you customize and everything. You know, you hear the more aggressive turbo sound, you hear the more aggressive intake and exhaust sounds. You know, you can see when you install the tier 2 suspension upgrade, the front and rear wheels get a little bit of negative camber as well. You should put on a camber kit, which is just really cool visually. You kind of get to see your vehicle evolve as you're upgrading it. So it's not just you know, a visual thing. you know, the visual parts upgrades, but like when you upgrade the mechanicals as well, you see slight changes as well. You see the bigger brakes peeking out of the rotors. It's just very, very nice. Very cool. Ah, nice drink of water there. Decent third place. I will happily accept that. Ah, super grippy. Extra grippy, boys. Decent increase to our ranking number as well. Very nice, very good, very good. We're gonna have to really pull out the stops for this next race though, because we have quite a bit of a deficit to make up. Into the Iceman Cup. Let's see what we're up against. A Mazda RX-7. I don't know. That's a little sus. It might be a good idea to do the forward drive race on low end steering. Race on the kitty cat. Two, one, let's go. Oh, I love low end steering. I definitely wish they made more of like the permanent tracks. Very fun to drive on. Especially like the colored smoke trails on the planes as they shoot past doing the flyover. Very awesome. It kind of showcases that, no, this is an actual like professional event at like an actual, you know, high grade FIA grade 1 circuit. I don't think this would be an FIA grade 1 circuit due to the banking on basically the face of the cat. That would definitely be a little bit tricky for the Formula 1 cars to navigate. And also with the wall being right there, not a whole lot of runoff. So you definitely run into a little bit of issues there. And now into the hairpin on the front paw of the kitty cat. There we go. Very nice, very good. Let's keep the speed through the tail of the cat. I do like the more mundane vehicles this game has, though. It is very nice. You get to not only get this kind of have closer racing with other sort of more mundane vehicles as well, because you know they're not creating any dirty air. They're slow enough that you can kind of run side by side without needing only like one line through a corner. You can have some really good battles with the slowest speed cars. That's why if you watch any like the MX-5 Cup racing, very fun, very enjoyable to do. Because you can see the drivers constantly battling each other, and then the MX-5s are pretty much, you know, very close to the stock MX-5 cars. You know, no upgrades to the engine or anything like that. Granted, they're on racing slicks and have, you know, high performance brakes and suspension, but otherwise it's very similar to a stock Mazda Miata in terms of actual performance. And it's just so cool seeing them, you know, racing each other on all the different circuits as they're going through. Very, very nice. Very, very cool. Whereas with F1, it's much more difficult for them to follow because, one, the cars themselves are very, very quick. So there's only really one or two correct lines to go through a corner. And when they battle, they slow each other both down a lot more in comparison to the MX-5s. In addition, due to the increase in downforce, due to all the aero devices on the F1 cars, they produce they produce quite a bit of dirty air, which makes it more difficult for the other cars to follow because it's already very turbulent air and everything. Even in sprockets. Thank you. Hopefully things are going well for you as well. Things are going okay for me. Just trying to keep pushing forward, you know. Every day is a new day. That's all right. Right now we are driving the beautiful Audi A4. We already managed to fully upgrade the Prius. That was a very quick car to upgrade. Didn't take too many points. It didn't take too many skill points to upgrade that to its maximum level. So now we're going through getting this one, the Audi A4, and I believe we'll have another a premium sedan as well after this. But this is very, very nice. I got a final couple of corners on the tail end of the kitty cat. Also, last night, for the last night's stream, we made it, I believe we made it to the top of the mountain, which is really, really cool. So we'll have to see next week. We'll have to see what waits for us at the top there. I'm kind of excited to see what happens now with the Ronso and the Ronso on our side. Very, very cool. Although we definitely had a few setbacks. Because the opponents definitely like to use a lot more like the confusion spells. Confusion and the petrification in the Final Fantasy games definitely a little bit difficult to deal with. The other stuff isn't too bad, but both of them are like actively harmful because you can't really revive someone from petrification. And if they shatter immediately, well, that's it. You basically down an entire person in the party. So yeah, which is a shame. I wish when that happens, you could at least have someone else swap in. I would definitely think that would be much better. Is to at least have someone else that's, you know, in the background come in and fight. That way you're not, you know, it doesn't become an unstable equilibrium where you get one of your party, you know, gets completely permanently gone. And then everyone else afterwards is now permanently gone as well. Ooh. Alright, that's gonna be a little bit tricky. Gold Rush Anniversary. 5 laps on Pacific Gateway. We can try it. We might do decently. Our vehicle does have a little bit of tuning. And Pacific Gateway is one of the easier tracks to defend on for the most parts. Especially through the second sector, the twisty sections. We have four-wheel drive, so we should be quick off the line in comparison to some of the more powerful vehicles. Although that NSX and the Corvette both are right behind. Man, while I'm being surrounded by a cartel of red sports cars. Got the Corvette in front, got the RX-7 behind. And the NA2 chassis NSX behind us as well. We're getting edged out wide. And then of course we have the roof as well behind us. We're gonna at least try to fight for a good 4th place position. Because even 4th place would give us a lot of points against some of these faster opponents. But right now, oh my gosh, it is 3 red cars in a row, followed by 2 silver German vehicles. Come on, gotta keep pushing. Gotta try to defend from the roof. Although it looks like that may not be the case. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is gonna be feasible. Because I forgot that these vehicles are all fully tuned, all level 10 vehicles as well. So it's gonna be a little bit tricky. You go a little bit faster through that chicane, but then this straightaway they're gonna rapidly accelerate away from me. I have to hope that one of them at least like makes a mistake, or they get each other, they get tangled up in each other and slow each other down. Nope, I'm making a mistake instead. Yeah, no, we are not. We don't have a chance to win that one. I'm already overdriving the vehicle and they are steadily pulling away. Oh well. You know, if you don't try, you know, you don't succeed. If you do try and don't succeed, well, at least you learn. Yeah, let's try another one. Let's get back into the rhythm of winning. It's a race on a Nordschleife. There we go. Beautiful German toll road. I believe the 24 hours of the Nürburgring is this weekend as well, if the memory serves me correctly. The Nürburgring 24-hour race. It should be sometime soon. I have to look up the exact date, but I believe it's sometime soon. Keep the speed through here. Thankfully, it is easy to get a decent lead through the early twisty sections, because these are all fairly high commitment corners. You can kind of almost like four-wheel drift your way through. It's interesting that it took, you didn't really see the GP circuit part of the Nürburgring in a lot of racing games. At the very least, not a lot of racing games on the PS2. You saw the Nordschleife circuit quite a bit in a lot of the race games on the PS2. It wasn't really until the PS3 area where you saw the GP circuit and the Nordschleife together. I wonder if maybe it was due to data limitations, and if they had to pick one or the other, they'd rather pick the Nordschleife because that's what people really want versus, you know, a more bulk standard GP circuit instead. But I could very well be spitballing here. But I imagine it's probably due to like data constraints and everything like that. Because one, you have massive amounts of foliage. There's a very long, winding, bumpy road and everything. So getting all the data in this very long track could be, you know, a little bit taxing on the system. Maybe. Nice and easy. I do like the high speed sections on the Nordschleife though. Like it's both incredibly twisty and technical. You can reach some really high speeds as well. So it's very thrilling to drive on. I would love, if I ever visit Germany, I would love to take a vehicle around the Nordschleife just to see what it is, you know, to see, you know, what it's like to actually drive around it in real life. Obviously, I wouldn't go nearly as full out as I do in the racing games. I'd probably take it around like 70% of what I think I can do. But it would still be very fun. There we go, nice and easy through here. I'm surprised we're this far ahead though. Like the Audi is surprisingly quick. Like it's very, very nimble through the corners. It's got good acceleration. It's got decent braking as well. Braking is probably the only thing that maybe it's slight weak point. Because it does take a little bit to slow down the car. But everything else is very, very, very nice. Doesn't look too bad either. I mean, more on the more mundane side of things, but still very, very nice. You know, definitely a vehicle that I, you know, enjoy kind of. Okay, I wouldn't necessarily enjoy owning it in real life because I do know the reliability of some of these early 2000s Audi engines. Definitely working a few of them, but it is still very, very nice. At least on paper, it is nice. We are very far ahead, though. Oh my gosh. We could definitely set a vehicle up for a little bit more acceleration. We're kind of topping out around like 130-ish through here. And this is uphill section. The car will bulk down just a little bit. We'll have to see how fast it is on the back straight, the 1.2 mile long back straight. That one is a little bit. That one's a little bit flatter. But even then, if we're not even getting up to the 5th gear, we can definitely set the acceleration. We can definitely set the vehicle a bit more towards acceleration. Get some really, really good forward drive grip launch from a stop in the low speed corners. I think that would be really, really nice. To really see this vehicle's potential. Right now though, it's just super smooth sailing. Just putting a little tire off here or there, but otherwise, like this is good. This is very, very nice. I'm absolutely dreading having to do a 100% completion playthrough of Gran Turismo 4 though. That's gonna be tricky. I've done that only once in my lifetime, when I was in college, and both of the Nordschleife events, the final license test in the S license, and then Mission 34 with the SLR McLaren, both of them were absolutely mind-breakingly difficult. So I definitely want to I don't know, I think at least with the turbo mode on the emulator, you can kind of skip a decent chunk of the you can kind of cut down the time it takes to get through the initial countdown by a third. Instead of it being like 3 minutes long, well, no, it's only 2 minutes long. Instead of it being 2 minutes long, it's only like 40 seconds long instead, which is still a lot to wait, but it is a lot shorter than 2 minutes long for the Mission 34, which will definitely help out a lot. Going through and trying to do multiple completions, or multiple attempts at it, because I guarantee I probably will not be able to do it on the first attempt. If I do it on the first attempt, I will be head over heels, mind-bogglingly amazed. Go nice and easy. All right, now into the back straight. Let's see how fast the Audi can go. We've got this. Alright, so 130. This thing can definitely, we can definitely set our gear ratios towards more acceleration. I think we can get up to 5th gear, and it is only a 5-speed transmission. But we definitely need to set ourselves up for more acceleration though. Raise on the brakes, getting back into the slowest speed corners. You don't want to overshoot the braking point here. It's a sharp right-hander, followed by an immediate sharp left-hander, and another 90-degree right-hander here. Use a little bit of curbing on exits. Go, go, go. There we go. Nice. Cross the line. Sub 9 minutes as well. That's very good. Very nice. Yeah, we can definitely set the vehicle up for more aggressive, a little bit more aggressively. Get a little bit more acceleration out of it. Granted, we'll probably get a little bit more acceleration out of it now with more power and some better tires. But I want to see just how fast we can make it. These 4-wheel drive cars usually punch well above their weight class anyway in this game. Due to the fact that the game kind of doesn't necessarily consider the grip and the stable handling of 4-wheel drive cars in its odds calculations. So for the most part, you can really kind of push. Not too much issue. I won a German car limited race. Ooh. Alright, the RGT, the roof RGT may give us a little bit of issue. But everything else should be good. Everything else should be nice and good. Alright, let's do it. Let's start. Two, one. Alright, let's go. Alright, let's keep going, let's keep pushing. Go. Yeah, the acceleration, the change in the acceleration settings for this vehicle definitely is making it a lot quicker. The increase in power also helping out a lot. Definitely focus on braking though. There we go. You gotta be very early on the brakes, just kind of lightly graze it. Going, let's keep pushing. Nice. I do love this track though. It is a very beautiful, very pretty track. got a lot of personality to it. It feels so good in most like the mid-tier sports cars and everything. Very, very nice. I also enjoy kind of like the soft orange glow of what I believe to be the sunset. You kind of look out. Granted, it's a 2D, you know, ping image there, placed behind it for the background. But you kind of look out over like the city and town and everything there. Very, very nice. Very cool. Nice and easy. Keep the speed up through here. It sounds nice too. I like how in this game as well the exhaust notes of the vehicle gradually gets more and more aggressive as you continue to kind of upgrade the vehicle. That is very, very nice. Very cool. Nice, nice, nice. I got one more lap to go. Let's make sure we make it a clean one. Look at this beautiful Audi A4. All nice and fully upgraded. I'm enjoying this a lot. I honestly though, I would love to go visit other countries. That would be very, very, very fun. Okay, slight bump there. Make sure we keep the rest of the vehicle clean. I say as I immediately bump a wall there. That RGT is still catching us up though. I don't want to have any issues with it, but it definitely it's keeping pace. I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried about that. Yeah, it's rapidly caught us up. That's not good. We need to kind of really push now. Oh boy. I guess the first lap it was mainly kind of getting stuck behind a lot of the other opponents. And the second lap it was kind of finally got free and is ready to really kind of catch us up. And it is definitely catching us up now. She gained almost 3 seconds in a half a lap. Granted, we didn't exactly do the best driving, but it's still very, very, very scary. Nice and easy through here. Back again to the right. Oh, you were close. Running a slightly defensive line. There we go. Oh, that was way closer than I needed to be. Oh, so nice. So nice. That's good. There we go. Level up the vehicle again. There we go. The vehicle now is ultra light. Massive amounts of ranking points. Yes. That is exactly what we needed. Got a few more races here. Let's try to get this vehicle all leveled up to level 10. That forward drive limiter race at Tsukuba. I think that'll be a fun one to do. Tsukuba is a track that definitely benefits the high acceleration of the way we set a vehicle up. And our vehicle is fairly highly leveled as well, so we should be able to get this very, very nice. I'm surprised the game thinks us slower than even the all-road Quattro. Very interesting, because we are a bit lighter. We don't make too much less power compared to them. But I guess because they are turbocharged and we are not. Still, we got this. Alright. There we go. Get the speed up. Nice and easy. We got this. We got this. That Impreza behind us, though, is very quick. They're gonna definitely be a little bit tricky. But this is still a very, very, very fun. Keep it up through here. Keep it up through here. Next one, we have a free week. So with that, we'll be able to really kind of see what all we can do. Nice and easy through here. Gotta work just a little bit harder. Come on. That Subaru is right up on us. Steadily getting faster and faster each lap. We're keeping a fairly consistent pace, but they are putting on the pressure. We just gotta make sure we don't fall to it. Come on, Isaac. No mistakes. Come on. that Subaru's getting very close. Come on, we just gotta hold him off for 1.5 more laps. Alright, that's the best way to go around that turn. That's fine. Gotta keep pushing. We're pulling ahead a little bit on this of the Subaru out of some of the tighter turns, but it is gaining on us, especially through the long sweeper here. Definitely getting a little bit on us. Yeah, dropped it down within a second. Whoa, this is a close one. Come on, keep pushing. Got two more turns now. We got this. We got this. Big push. Come on. Big push, big push. Yes, finish. 8. Nice. Almost 1 minute lap times. Getting very, very close to that with the speed of this vehicle. Very, very cool. Very nice. Alright, let's see. This should be enough to level us up just a little bit more. We got one more race, get this level 10. Oh yeah, our ranking is going through the roof. Alright, now let's try to find a race. This is a free week. Let's try to get another vehicle. If we haven't already unlocked pretty much everything. We've unlocked most things. There's still a few that we need to unlock. Alright, nothing in the novice challenge. Anything here? Nope, okay. Downside is the A4 is a very mundane vehicle, so there's a whole lot that's very similar to it. I mean, in terms of like stuff that we doesn't already get kind of flipped it into all the other things. It's gonna make it just a little bit tricky. Especially because most vehicles that are quicker than it, we have definitely gotten. But right now, yeah, there is absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing that we haven't already gotten. If maybe we can go up against the Caterham Super 7. That's a vehicle that we still haven't unlocked. But most everything else we have in our collection. It's getting more and more difficult to find vehicles we haven't unlocked. Oh yeah. Oh, nothing there. One, there's gotta be something, right? Apparently not. Wow. Literally nothing that we haven't already unlocked. Again, I'm gonna search through because I definitely want to continue to add to the collection, make sure that we don't miss anything. As of right now, yeah, we're definitely at a stage where the vast majority of vehicles we have. We have pretty much everything. Do we have anything interesting at Bergen? Nope, we have all those cars. Anything interesting? Four-wheel drive race? Nope. Okay, cool. Go back here. Let's do the NA limited race at Marco Strada. Nice, simple, quick, fun. We don't get the race on marker shredded too often, so I definitely want to race here. Have a little bit of fun. Two, one. Alright, let's shred. Come on. Vehicle's gonna be extra grippy, car's gonna be super powerful. Let's see if we can't lap anyone. It's only 4 laps. But we may be able to lap some of the opponents. Especially because they're very, very slow through the chicane. We can absolutely pull a massive gap on them. As we go through here. Oh, the speed he can take these corners though. Oh my gosh. This is great. Pushing. Yeah, I think we may actually be on track to be able to lap some of these guys. It's gonna be close. It's gonna be incredibly close. I feel like this was a 6-lap race. We'd definitely be able to lap a couple of them. Right now, though, it's gonna be tough. Oh, that's gonna slow us down just a little bit. It was a little bit too aggressive in that corner. Oh, I can see them though. They're very slow through the chicane. 2 of them trailing each other. We can go around the outside. There we go. Oh, we can even lap the mighty Miata. Yes. Why not? There it is, the final level. Very cool. Sweet. Sweet. Let's change your vehicle. Got a premium sedan wagons now. That's gonna be the Infiniti G35 sedan. Oh, a lot of colors to choose from. I don't want it in this red actually. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. It's gonna be a fun one to drive. That being said, though, we're gonna drive the next way. I'm a little bit tired. It's been a bit of a hectic week, little bit rough. So I definitely want to rest a little bit. Plus, I need to work on a couple of things. So we're gonna adjust that. We're gonna save the game, and we'll use the Skyline 50 GT, the sedan version, next stream. There we go. Alright, nice. Alright. That being said, thank you all so much for watching. Have a nice day, Umbras. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time it is, I hope it is a great time. And I will see you on next. Till then, take care. Bye-bye!